I'm with Mary, Johanka, and Pete, and we're at the March for Life today, and we're talking about the life issues, and one of the life issues that is often difficult that people don't really like to talk about too much is conceived from rape. And you see a lot of people who they want to have exceptions. As a matter of fact, if you look at the Hyde Amendment, we actually have an amendment in there that allows for federal funding if there's rape, incest, the health and life of the mother. What do you think about that?
Well, when I hear people say I'm pro-life except in the case of rape, I hear them say I'm pro-life except in the case of Mary Rathke. And I really take issue with that because we know that that's a child. We know that the woman is a mother at this point. And when we add an abortion to what's already been done to her through rape, we just add more trauma on top of her. When she conceives in rape, there are now 2 victims, and we never kill one victim to help the other. Pregnancy is temporary, it's 9 months, she needs a lot of care, she needs a lot of counsel, but we need to care for both victims and defend all life.
Defending life is a challenge. This issue is a challenge. Just because it's a challenge doesn't mean we don't talk about it and get rid of it. Johanka, what do you think?
I think that to say that there should be some exceptions is to say that my son should have been killed just because my rapist decided to commit a crime, and who are we to decide his life? He's 25 years old. He's a fine young man, adopted by God, adopted by my husband, and who are we to decide that Mary should have been killed, my son should have been killed because someone else committed a crime? No, we should get together and support the women that have been raped. I needed support. I needed compassion. I didn't need an abortion. And actually, as a matter of fact, the first time that my stepfather raped me, he did drag me into an abortion clinic, and I had an abortion. And I regret that abortion every single day of my life. And why? Just why one person should be killed for the crime of the other? We're not even killing the criminal, so why should we kill the victim?
That's right. And that's a good point. We talk about the fact that there's a rapist out there, someone who raped a woman, and that man often gets very little penalty and is usually released in a short time at all. And meanwhile, we're saying, let's kill the child. I mean, what do you think? Does that sound fair to you?
That's not fair at all. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. I mean, when you think about it, here is the criminal getting maybe a minor sentence or whatever, and here's the child who hasn't had a chance to live yet. We don't know who he could be. I mean, he could be the next president of this great nation. It doesn't matter where he came from or who, the criminal was. What matters is that that's a life. Once a child is conceived, life begins at conception. That is a human being. I mean, sometimes we care more for an animal than we do for children. And it usually all has to do with money. It's about, a clinic or a famous doctor who performs X amount of abortions, and all he thinks about is how he can get more money. So, under the guise of helping women and women's health, and they have programs like Planned Parenthood, really when they're planning is a murder. It just is a legal murder, unfortunately, for our nation. And this is the right place to deal with this issue, and that's why we're here under this freezing weather.
That's right.
So I'm glad you're here interviewing us.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you coming out and talking about this. It's important that we're the voice, that we're the face.
Absolutely.
I mean, if we don't speak for the unborn, they don't have anybody. So
they don't have a voice yet.
We're the ones that do it, and so we're talking about that the fact that the criminal gets away with it, and the baby is executed. The baby gets the death sentence, and obviously it's not what should be. You can hear the Star Spangled Banner in the background right now, so I'm going to get a little bit more quiet, and when this is over we'll pick it up again. All right.
One thing that would be interesting for your viewers is the fact that in Michigan we have never passed a pro-life law with an exception. Here at the federal level they think they have to add the exceptions because the left will start screaming, what about in cases of rape? So what they do in Michigan when they begin saying that is they bring us in, we do a press conference, and we tell our stories. They no longer then will ask for an exception, and the law is passed without exception. But what happens here is all the pro-life organizations just get excited and endorse these new bills and do not say we want the exception removed. They could just make a simple statement that says, call your representative, tell them to pass this bill, but please remove the exception. The representatives think that it's okay because the big, huge non-profit organizations that are here pushing life do not ask for the exceptions to be removed, and they don't bring us in and have us tell our stories.
That's something else. And finally, we're talking about the life issues and uniting on these issues. We want to end abortion. I mean, that's what we're saying is, let's end abortion. Let's, all these different laws that we pass, let's end abortion. We could do one law, end abortion, right? So we want to unite. What do you say to the Catholic Church, to the Evangelical Church, to the Protestants? What do you say to the churches? How can we unite and end abortion?
5 years ago, my husband and I founded a crisis pregnancy center. We don't need more abortion clinics. We need more crisis pregnancy center. We need the Church of God, to the body of Jesus Christ, to work together, to bring support, education. We help them throughout their pregnancy, and up to 1 year after the baby is born. We provide them with parenting classes, with STDs, HIV, all kinds of education. We provide them with financial help. We do what they need in the time of crisis. When I was raped, I was a victim twice. I was raped, and then on the first time that I was raped, then I was a victim of an abortion as well. So why to do that? It's enough one time. So let's take them in and let's provide. And I want to tell this to the President of the United States that just vetoed the defunding of Planned Parenthood. What he's saying is that it's okay for a victim of rape to also go through an abortion. So that's what he's saying. That's what we deserve as women? No, that's not what we deserve. Christians, let's get together. This is why we march, because this 1%, this conceived and rape, my child is amazing. Mary is an amazing sister. They are valuable. They are valuable. They are human lives. And if you don't believe in God, that is okay. But it is still a life. It's a heartbeat.